Hey up everybody, my name's Joshua Morrison, director of Johnny Moz's Lessons in Confidence. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about stylizing your videos, because you don't have much money, you don't have much in the way of budget in order to create these big bombastic affairs that you see in Hollywood, so you need to try and do something else, right? Because otherwise you're just going to get something that looks cheap. And so that's why I've kind of gone for this silhouette-y kind of thing. I figure this is a style, this is something that you could use as a form of identifying these kind of videos, for instance. Say if I was to do all videos kind of like this in a silhouetted form, that is an example of a style, right? All directors, you know, when you start film school, you hear about the various styles of different directors. You know, like Wes Anderson likes his centralized sort of frames and stuff like that. Michael Bay likes his big bombastic affairs. Steven Spielberg likes his long takes with like 6-minute long takes and stuff like that. You know, all these directors have their own little things that make them them, right? And you also have stuff that makes who you are you. So for instance, with me, I like doing things in 4:3 aspect ratio. I've always been doing things in 4:3 aspect ratio. I do experiment outside of that. I don't do everything in the universe in 4:3, but I do like using 4:3 as an aspect ratio. And to me, I identify with that aspect ratio, and I like the old sort of 70s, 80s British TV kind of look. That to me is appealing, and so I wanted to make something that's kind of like that. So a lot of my stuff tends to draw from that kind of feel. And other people like different things. Some people might want to do a more modern look. People might want to get like the Steadicam and do crazy sort of things like that. Like skateboarding videos, for instance, are basically kind of the opposite of what I do. They're a lot quicker and flashier and more modern feeling, right? Not inherently, there are some that aren't like that, but when you think of a skateboarding video, you kind of think of the opposite of this, don't you? So we all have our own little styles, okay, as creatives that make us us, and it's up to us to figure out what those styles are, right? I like my static shots. I like creating a bit of a mise-en-scène, right? And I like long shots as well. I like my favourite thing to do actually. When I'm shooting like a film, I like to get a long lens, like say 200mm lens, take it really far away, right, and then shoot the entire scene in a wide with that really long lens, with a nice bit of background as well. Like say if you've got two characters walking up a road, right, and you go really far back, right, with the 200mm lens and capture it. Because it's a long lens, it kind of flattens the background and the characters, and it makes it almost feel like a painting. I call it the Leon the Professional shot, because there's a shot in Leon the Professional that does it, that was probably the thing that I looked at and got inspired to start doing that, and that kind of helped make my style, and I call it the Leon the Professional shot. And it's a really satisfying little shot, and it's something that I like doing, and I feel like it makes me identify with who I am. And I feel like for you, whatever you might want to do, what kind of style you want to create, it is something that you are capable of creating. You don't need an insane level of money to be able to get started with this, okay? We all have smartphones, right? And you can get a digital mini shitty camera for like 30 quid, right? And you can get variations on that. There's like Canon ones and Sony ones and Fuji ones and you know, all sorts of different ones, right? You could get like an old DSLR, or you could get an old camcorder, or you could get something that shoots onto video cassettes, or you know, you could try and shoot on like 16mm film or 8mm film or something like that. That would probably cost you more money. But you know, there's so many options out there. You don't have to just get the latest, greatest camera. You don't have to spend £10,000 on an Arri Alexa or whatever they cost. You don't need to go straight for Blackmagic. You don't have to do these things. You can, if you want, if you feel like you look at Blackmagic footage, or if you've been on a set and you've seen someone use a Blackmagic and you're like, God, I really identify with the way that this stuff looks. I want to get one of those, right? Then yeah, get one, save up some money and buy one, right? But when it comes to you and your tendencies, think about what you like. What's your favourite thing to sit down and watch? Are you more of a movie buff? Do you like sitcoms like me? I'm not a big movie guy, but I'm a big sitcom guy. Right? Do you like just TV? Do you like documentary sort of styles with a handheld? What do you like? And what about the things that you like, do you like about them? Do you like the fact that they're kind of rough and around the edges? Do you like the fact that they feel quite slick and polished and a technical achievement? Do you resonate with the locations that they're filming in? Do you like the particular camera that's being used and the way that it can maybe use a digital zoom or whatever? What do you like about these things? Figure that out, and figure it out consciously, not just like as a vibe, as an idea in your brain. Really sit to the point where you could write it out if you wanted to. You don't have to, but if you make it so that you could if you wanted to, right? And if you can do that and figure out what your style is, who you are in amongst a larger world, then you'll be more capable of creating good art compared to someone who has more resources than you but doesn't have a clue about who they are and what they want. So that's generally the point of this video, is to not let your limitations get in the way, to make the most of your limitations, and to use your limitations as a way of defining yourself, not to let you be defined by your limitations, but to feel the freedom in the limitations, because being limited by stuff isn't necessarily like being in a jail cell. It's like being in, I don't know, a really massive field, right? And obviously, say you can't leave this field, but there's a lot of this field to explore, right? You're not going to be short of time wandering around this field, you know, shooting every little bit of this field and then having fun with it. You can just explore the little confines that you set for yourself, and that's generally the point of this video, really. It's just to sort of let you know that you don't need that massive camera that you think you need. You don't need all that stuff. You can get started right now with the things that you have and figure out what works for you, what doesn't work, and how you can improve yourself, because it's unique to you, and no YouTube video can tell you how to be yourself. So thank you very much for watching this video. Please leave your comments in the description below if you have any particular camera that helps you with your vibe, if you have something, like, what do you think your style is as an artist? Whatever kind of art you make, what's your style? What makes your art unique to you? What makes the things that you create yours and not just generic video and audio, you know? What makes it you? So let me know that in particular. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this one, got something out of it. I hope you understood that the point of the silhouette was to create this kind of idea that a style can be very easily made with anything, right? Silhouettes can be a style. You can make a style out of having everything out of focus, right? I'm not saying that's just an idea and just spitballing, but it could happen. I'm sure someone out there could try that and make some art out of it. People make art out of all sorts of things. Look at Andy Warhol. So don't be limited by things. Own your limitations rather than letting your limitations own you. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.